Welcome back to the Sanctuary, Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail, and the Tank Roll questline. Kruzik X here. Last episode, we ran into none other than Leofine, who used the power of the artifact to lull Tentowawa into a very deep sleep. While we were there at Gorgain Mills, still slumbering, she released a whole bunch of criminals, or I should say prisoners, from the Temple Knights jail cells. As she continues to recruit to her cause to tear down the very foundation of Ishgard, we are searching for her whereabouts. For now, though, before we even start off, we are not going to be doing the Wheel of Tanks this episode because I want to show off the last tank we have, Paladin. Honestly, in my honest opinion, the armor is standard Paladin fare. I like the sword and shield. It's not too bad. All in all, I enjoyed leveling Paladin, but it seems like the more things change, the more they say the same thing. I will say I do like their new I should say atonement combo with supplication and sepulcher as the follow-ups. On top of that, I do like how they linked Fight or Flight with Goring Blade. It basically gave me a lot of time to condense my W cross hotbar and extended hotbar. But anyway, we don't have time to waste. Let's get right down to it with the level 96 quest, Beacon in the Darkness. Wait a minute. Oh, yeah. Leofine remains as elusive as ever. She is in league with Ishgard's more unsavory elements. She could be hidden anywhere. We have only her cryptic statements to guide us. It seems that whatever her plan is, her actions thus far have been but a prelude to its climax. We can but hope that Tentowawa awakens before she emerges again. Chris, there you are. Oh, whoops, wrong voice. Wait, but what? I'm so glad I found you. I was starting to think I was in the wrong city, but the narwhal guided me through. Oh, you must be the maiden Tentowawa mentioned. You hail from the same village, yes? I am Firmalbert of the Temple Knights. 'Tis an honor to meet you. Ah, Tentowawa wrote about you in his letters. I'm Loas Enrique, and the honor is all mine. Is Tentowawa with you? I haven't received a letter from him for some time, so I came here to check on him myself. Oh dear. You insufferable fool! What have I always told you about rushing ahead without thinking? Now you even have the gall to be sleeping when I arrive. You promised you'd write to me. What was I supposed to do when the letters stopped coming? I was so worried. At least I can take some small comfort that he appears otherwise unharmed. I take it you're to thank for that, Chris? Is there any way to counteract the Cradle's influence? can one stay awake forever by sheer force of will? The answer is the same. Although we can deny ourselves food or drink, sleep is another matter. It always finds us in time. And to rouse oneself from a slumber this deep is an impossible task, even for someone like Tentowawa.
Do you know why Tentowawa sleeps so soundly? The reports of other incidents indicated that those affected awoke in a matter of moments, yet Tentowawa shows no signs of stirring.
Well, I'm sorry, I can't say for certain. But I do know the stories of those who came before me. More than one shut-eye has fallen into a sleep much like this. One so absolute that they become deaf to the outside world. With no means to sustain their bodies, they would waste away if left alone. So our people found a mixture of herbs and other materials that help usher the shut-eye back to the waking world.
What could possibly be strong enough to bring someone back from this?
We call it spring dew, and the secrets of its making are passed down through generations. Each drop acts as a ray of sunshine in the darkness of sleep, a beacon for the dreamer to follow. I carry some of the ingredients on my person, but others must be gathered fresh. It won't be an easy task, but I'm certain it will save Tentowawa. I don't know their Eosian name, but one of the flowers blooms a striking yellow and grows only where mountain peaks soar above the clouds. Being so close to the heavens, it drinks in the sunlight, and its petals cleanse the body and promote wakefulness.
In the churning mist blooms a yellow flower called the dandelion. In no other place in Eorzea can one be closer to touching the sun.
Good. Next, we'll need the saliva of a beast we call molbos, and the thicker it is, the better. The pungent odor could wake the dead.
Ah, I know them well. Morbos are not an uncommon sight in the Durranian hinterlands. A mature specimen should possess saliva with the desired effect. The prospect of gathering it, however, is an unenviable task.
Once we have those two ingredients, mixing them with the rest should be a simple matter. Do you think you could procure them, Chris? Oh, your confidence is reassuring. Since the Morbo saliva must be the fresher of the two, I ask that you first climb into the heavens and pick dandelions for Tentowawa.
So before we do this,
I just want to check my journal for something. Roll quests. Here we are. Oh, no, 96. Okay. All right. We are off to Zenith. And while we're there, we will change our glamour. To that of this one. And my glamour plate, and boom. All right, let's fly. Revisiting some of these old locations is pretty nice. All right. And on the plus side, we don't have to worry about fighting enemies or being interrupted by said enemies. Sun-dressed dandelions shine an almost golden yellow. Now for a much more gruesome task. Venture to the Dravanian hinterlands and collect saliva from the mouth of a full-grown mortal. God damn it. Off to Idyllshire. This is gonna suck hard. But I gotta do it. There is nothing to it. This is gonna suck hard. There is nothing for it, though I do abhor it. Yep, right near St. Mo's. Oh, here goes nothing. Really. Oh, that was kind of easy, so let me use the rest of my abilities. Blade of Truth. And Blade of Valor. And Blade of Honor. I hate marbles. Alright, back to Foundation. And back to the Forgotten Knight. Going up. I'm ready to start mixing the ingredients at once. That is, of course, assuming you brought them with you. Here you go. These are difficult to acquire at the best of times, so I thank you for gathering them so quickly. I shall get started immediately. We've done all we can. Now we wait for Tentoawa to open his eyes. Huh? Where am I? I hope you enjoyed sleeping the days away, Tentoawa. And I'm glad you're finally awake. Loa Zenrique! What are you doing here? I see. So Leofine wielded the cradle against me. And while I was tucked soundly into bed, Loa Zenique came all this way. Curse my weakness! Just when we had her! Just when I was needed the most! I failed! For 10 years I endured countless trials, and when the time came, I couldn't even swing my damn weapon! It's not your fault, Tentowawa. If anyone's to blame for what's happened, it's me. No, I won't hear it! As you may know, Leofine won our trust by posing as a scholar, traveling the width and breadth of Terral. She expressed great interest in the cradle and our customs, and I was so excited to meet an outsider that I answered her every question. I told her that the Wide Eye keeps the cradle with them at all times. And then she hatched her plan. She took me hostage to draw out Tentowawa. While Loa Zenique was sleeping, Leofine snuck into her chamber and held a blade to her throat. I had no choice but to give her what she wanted. The cradle of the sleepless. I put Loa Zenique's life before the future of our people. It was at that moment I became unfit to be their guardian. Loa Zenique is one of your people. Protecting her was your duty. Thank you, Chris. You know just what to say. That was the only way to see a future when none of my people came to harm, especially Loa Zenique. Even without the cradle, you're still our guardian. My guardian. We'll find a way through this together. Seeing you in such high spirits lifts my own. Oh, and before I forget, you drowned Leofine's dogs while I was dreaming in the snow, didn't you? I owe you a debt I won't soon forget. And I wager that debt will grow larger before we pry the treasure from Leofine's clutches. But whatever it takes, I won't stop until she's answered for her crimes. Sounds good to me. For now, though, you know, while I was sleeping, I dreamed. I saw Loa Zenique and I as children. Nothing particularly interesting happened. We just whiled the days away without a care in the world. I'd forgotten what it was like to dream. It was pleasant. I can remember wanting to stay there, to never open my eyes again. But of course, the moment I gave form to that thought, I opened them, and Loa Zenique was there. Even if we get the cradle back, will things return to the way they were? Will you go back to spending your life in dreams? I suppose so. It's my duty as the shut eye, after all. Your duty. And it was your duty too that compelled you to come all the way here to Ishgard. but no more. What are you saying? I tried so hard to convince myself that you were glad spending so much time asleep. Sorry guys, I'm using a different accent. I can't do a Mesoamerican accent anymore. I tried so hard to convince myself that you were glad spending so much time asleep. But being on the other side made me realize I was lying to myself all along. I don't want to return to a life where you and I are bound together, but always so far apart. I want to go back to those happy days when we were by each other's sides. I guess what I'm saying is, if there's a different path for us, I want to find it. And I want to walk it with you. That sounds like a marriage proposal, if anything. But not yet. First, we reclaim the cradle. Then, and when we have, we'll take our first step towards a new future. I promise. I must confess, I haven't felt the same since I woke up. I know I was in that bed for a while, but instead of feeling refreshed, my body feels weaker somehow. It's almost as if my very strength was sapped when the treasure was turned on me. I can't even grip my weapon properly. Leofine did remark that she felt invigorated. Maybe she took your vitality for herself. And does that mean the cradle has powers we don't know about? Not exactly. It may just mean the cradle works differently than we thought. Its wielder might not pass on their fatigue. Rather, they absorb another's vigor. The end effect would be the same. The cradle's wielder can go on without sleep, and its victim loses the strength to keep even their eyes open. You never took more than you needed, so my slumber was always light enough to awaken from. But if the treasure was used without restraint... If we had this realization, it won't be long until Leofine does too. And then it will be too late. We have to root her out. But I mustn't rush ahead blindly, as Lois Inique never tires of telling me. I feel nearly weak as a child right now. I must spend what precious time we have training to regain that strength Leofine stole from me. You have my word, I won't rest until I'm in top form again. I suggest that you do the same, if for no other reason than to give me some stiff competition. You got it, bro. But not tonight. It's getting late and I need sleep for work tomorrow. So, if you're watching on Twitch, stay tuned for final announcements. The next quest will be the level 98 quest, Awakened but Not Stirred. If you're watching on Twitch, stay tuned for final announcements. If you're watching on YouTube, here are the links provided to get you where you need to go. See you in a bit.